Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name's Alex and I post beauty related videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so make sure you're subscribed and you've put that notification bell on so you are notified every time that I post. If you'd seen my previous video, and if you haven't, I'll link it down below. Basically, I bought a ton of the new Revolution stuff, like the foundation, concealers, eye primers, cut crease, powders, everything. So today I thought I would test them all out for you, see what I think. So yeah, basically let's just get into it. All of this stuff is super affordable, and then I'm just pretty much going to do a full face of Revolution. I've got a few other products I'm just going to throw on my face as well as all of this. So let's get started. So as you can see, my skin is not being very good to me at the moment. I don't know, I think it's a combination of eating really bad and time of the month and stuff like that. So yeah, my skin's not being particularly kind to me at the minute, but good job that this is a matte and full coverage foundation, and I'm really hoping it's gonna be exactly what it says it is, and I'm hoping it's going to last a long time as well, because as I've said before, I love their conceal and define foundation, but it just doesn't last well on my skin because I get oily. But this is the foundation. It's the matte base foundation. This is what the packaging looks like, and it says pore blurring full coverage foundation, and it comes in this like super travel friendly squeezy tube, and I got mine in the shade F2 for reference, because I'm F2 in other things, or F1, I don't know. It comes with a seal at the top, which is obviously super hygienic, so that's great. And I ordered all of this off of the Superdrug website because I just find the delivery on the Superdrug website is so much quicker than the delivery with the Revolution Beauty website. So if you're looking to get any of this, I'd get it on the Superdrug website. And just to let you know, before any foundation I always put moisturiser on my skin because I get really dry patches. So yeah, I'm going to now apply this foundation. I might do half and half with a brush actually, just to see what the application's like, because right now I'm using a Real Technique sponge, but some people might use a brush, so I'm going to do half with a brush. So this is the side of my face with a beauty sponge, and the coverage is definitely there. Just comparing this side to this side, you can tell it's neutralised my skin tone. It has definitely covered blemishes. I'm going to go shut the window. If you can still hear barking, I'm terribly sorry. So it's definitely got coverage if you compare this side of my face to this side. You can see a lot of blemishes, slightly red in my skin, where this side is more neutralised. It's definitely covered blemishes I've had on the side, but I'm intrigued to see what a brush is going to do. So I'm just going to take this Spectrum BO1 brush, and I haven't used a brush in ages. I'm just going to put some on there and apply. Okay, so this is both sides of my face with the foundation applied. I definitely prefer this side with the beauty sponge. I don't know, I just feel like because it's a matte foundation, it sort of blends out the foundation a little bit more, better. I have a bit of dryness on my nose, can you see? Just here, I've just got a bit of dryness where it's all clinging to. A bit of dryness on my forehead where it's clinging to, but my general cheek areas and my chin area actually looks pretty good. I'm just going to take some more on that sponge and just go over my nose just a little bit. And I have used quite a bit of this. I used about 2-3 like squirts of it on each side of my face. Okay. Yeah, I definitely prefer the sponge. So if you're a sponge lover like me, you'll probably get on with this a bit more. So that's the foundation. I do like it. I don't know if it's just because my skin's playing up a little bit, but I've got a few dry patches and it's clinging to that. But I mean, that's pretty much a given when you're using a matte foundation. So let's get into concealer. They have these kits which have 3 concealers. Has an under eye concealer and just normal concealers, and then it has a powder in it, and they come in 4 shades. It's called the matte base concealer kit. I obviously got the lightest one, which is for concealer shades like 1 to 4. And it comes in this beautiful like copper like nude packaging. And the shades look like this inside, and then that's the front of it there. So these were super cheap. I think these were around £3-4. I can't remember, or it might have been, no, I think it's about £4. And because these are like solid concealers, do you call them, I'm gonna grab a brush. Oh no, should I do it with my sponge? I don't know, should I? I'm going to take some of that under eye concealer, which is the lightest concealer in the palette, and I'm going to just put that under my eyes. I just realised I'm putting concealer on my lids and I've got an eye primer, so I'm going to need to take that off. But I've just put that under eye concealer and it's definitely brightened under my eyes. It just looks a bit dry. Like, I don't know if you can see, like I get really bad creases under my eye anyway, but it just looks really like bumpy and dry, and I don't know if that's because it is like a solid concealer, and they can just be a bit more drying. But I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I've had worse concealers and it's like creasing already, which means not unusual for me, but just to let you know, on me it creases pretty much straight away. And then after the under eye concealers, you have 2 normal concealers down here, which do look a bit dark, like I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's gonna look a bit too dark on me. I'll take the lightest one, which is below that under eye concealer, and I'll see if it has any coverage. Okay, just applied that all over my face to give it some coverage. The thing is with these concealers is they look a bit oily like on the face. Like my face was pretty dry earlier, and now under my eyes, on my chin, where I've covered any spots, it looks now shiny. So if you don't like shiny concealers that look a bit oily, then you probably won't like these. I'm pretty sure all like concealers like this are like that anyway, but if you don't like concealers like this, then just don't buy it. You're probably not going to like it. But to be fair, in all fairness, they actually had a really nice coverage, and my dry, oh my god, look at that crease in my eyelid. It actually had really good coverage, and it did bring a bit of hydration back in my face after looking really matte after the foundation and concealer. And also, speaking of concealer, so that was the concealer kit. They also come out with a matte base concealers. Now, I'm not a huge fan of stick concealers, so I didn't buy this in my shade. I bought this in C9, which can be used for cream contour, because I'm pretty sure people do that with like the fast base foundation and that. But this is what the packaging looks like, and then that is the amount of product you get in there. So you get quite a bit. But I'm just going to do this for cream contour. just to see. I don't know if this is going to be the right colour, but we're going to try anyway. I'm just going to put it on my cheeks. And then I'm going to grab my sponge. I mean, it definitely worked, it blended out. I don't know if you can see much of it, but I can see a little bit of it. I think I just got the wrong shade. It's so hard to tell on the website like how dark shades are going to be, but it's quite an orangey based concealer. So, I mean, it did work. If you want to use these for cream contours instead of concealers, then by all means, you can do that. So, next up is powders. I did show in my haul this powder, which is the matte base powder, but earlier they did come out with the bake and blot powders, so I'm going to put this one under my eyes because it's lighter, put this one all over my face. Okay, it keeps taking the foundation off underneath, I don't know why. I don't know if that's because of the powder, but this was taking, I don't know if it's because I was using a dry sponge and it was picking up the foundation, but I've just set under my eyes, and then I'm going to take the Revolution matte base powder that looks like this, and then also looks like this. I got mine in the shade P2, and I'm just going to set all the rest of my face. Okay, I've just applied this on my face. It's not really agreeing well with my nose. I'm just going to show you. I don't know how well you can see. Oh, I don't want to shock the camera. But it's like clung to my dry patches all on my nose, which I absolutely hate. But that's probably a combination of all the matte products together. And yeah, it doesn't look that great on my skin. Okay, I've just blended that out. It looks a little bit better. So I've just applied the concealers and powders. I'm gonna quickly do the rest of my face makeup, tidy up my eyelids because I've put all concealer on them when I'm meant to be using an eye primer, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've just done all the rest of that stuff on my face. I've done my highlighter, contour, eyebrows, etc. I'm firstly going to talk about what I've actually got here in front of me. So I've got 3 eye products. I've got the Revolution Prime and Lock, I have the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, and I've got the Eye Glisten in Adored by You. I don't know how I'm going to use all of these products. I might do one eye using the cut crease and then one eye using just this on its own. But firstly, let's go in with the Prime and Lock primer, which is pretty hefty. Let me just show you what the packaging looks like. So it looks like this, and the doe foot looks like that. So I'm just going to put that on my eyes. I don't really know how much you're meant to put on, so I'm just going to put like a small amount and then blend it out. But it basically just says long wear eyeshadow primer. So let's see what this is like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It is definitely got coverage. It's neutralised both of my eyelids. You can't see any of my veins anymore, and I've never used eye primer before, so I'm really excited to see what this is like. I'm gonna start with the Adored by You like eyeshadow thing, because obviously it's a wet product. I'm not gonna like set my eye primer because it's wet, you know. I don't even know. So this is dual ended. It looks a bit like this. It has a metallic end and a glitter end. So I don't even know how you even use these things. Like, do you just apply it with doe foot and use the doe foot to apply it? I don't know. Let's try it. Should I zoom you in a bit? I don't know if that helps. Okay, so I've just set that metallic down all on my lid. Don't know if you can even see that. I'm going to take a little brush and I'm just going to blend out the edges, see if I can manoeuvre them. Could not move. So I'm going to take a little eyeshadow. I'm going to just take this little one down here, this little one, and I'm just going to blend out the edges slightly. It doesn't look too bad, I guess. I think I just need to learn how to use these properly. Oh, I definitely blend out that edge. Okay, I've blended that out slightly, so you can see I've got the pink in there. And then I'm going to take the glitter end. And then I'm going to put that on my lid, I guess. Okay, it's gone a bit patchy. I think I need to build it up. I don't know if it's just because I'm not an expert in using stuff like this, but I cannot get it to work. They dry down like pretty quickly and then you can't move them around. And when you put the glitter on top, it's quite a thin, like I swatched it on my hand and it is literally just like a gel or like some sort of glue with glitter particles in it. So it's gone, oh, and it's transferred on my lid, great. It's gone all like patchy and not very nice, so that's great. But the good thing about this though is that you can swoop it away. Right, I've tested this out. I'm now going to go in and test out the like cut crease canvas. I'm going to just put something in my crease. Okay, I've quickly just put a few colours in my crease using the like So Original palette. I'm now going to take this cut crease canvas full coverage eyeshadow base in the shade Halo, which is white, and it basically comes with this cut crease brush, which is very messy, and it lets you paint a cut crease. So let's see how this goes. Okay, after about 700 minutes, I finally cut my crease. It's not the best. Really not the best. So it definitely cuts out your crease for you. I'm just going to grab a quick brush, put something on my lid, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've now done that cut crease. I'm going to zoom you out and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Right guys, so I've just finished doing the cut crease on this side. I definitely have a few hits and misses. So in terms of hits, I'm going to say that the foundation is definitely good, right? I'll go into why I don't like the other products, but based on first impressions, I actually think that the matte foundation is pretty good. I need to try it with powders I know that are not going to cling to my dry patches, so I'm going to give this like another go using those powders and see if that definitely does make a difference. So the foundation is getting a thumbs up from me. And if you have oily skin, you're going to love this so much. I also liked the stick concealer for cream contour. I don't know what it'd be like as an actual concealer, but in terms of cream contouring, I think it worked pretty good. It applied really smoothly, blended out beautifully, so that also gets a thumbs up from me. And then I really enjoyed the eye primer. It had such good coverage, and this is only like £6. I think if you're looking for a new eye primer that's got really good coverage and is going to work well under shadows, then I definitely pick this up. And I actually really enjoyed using the cut crease canvas. The only thing I'm going to say about it is that it's quite messy. I would probably do your eye makeup first if you're going to use this. I kept getting it like under my eyes, and there's so much product on the brush. Like, look at that. And it just makes it so messy. It's already all over the tube. So if you're going to use this, then I'd definitely do your eye makeup first rather than after your bronzer and foundation and that. But in terms of just using it in general, really easy to use. Like, this is such a good idea. So this also gets a massive thumbs up from me. In terms of the eye glisten thing, I think if you was really good at using something like this, you'd be able to use it better than what I have. All that I say about it is that the glitter is quite patchy. You need to like build it up in a few layers, and the metallic shade, it blends, it doesn't really blend out. I don't know if I waited too long when it dried up, but these do dry very quickly. Like, my whole eyelid is dry, there's nothing coming off, so they do dry down. They dry down pretty quickly, so I didn't have much time to blend it out. The matte palette, the concealer palette, this was good. It had really good coverage actually, but I feel like it lifted up the foundation like underneath. I think this could be a really good palette for like carving out your brows and covering like spots and stuff, but in terms of like under eye concealer, I think it's a bit too oily and a bit too heavy for under the eyes. So I'm definitely going to still use this, but I'm just going to use it for like carving out the brows and covering spots like on my actual face, like not covering my under eyes. So that's what I think of that. And then this powder, I think I need to give it another go again, but with a foundation that's not super matte and concealer that's not really drying. Like, I need to try this with like hydrating foundation and concealer just to see what it's going to be like with that, because where I was using a matte foundation, a matte concealer and then a matte powder on top, this was also lifting up the powder, lifting up the foundation and stuff underneath. So that is what I think of all of the new Revolution matte base products and the new eye products. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below what products you thought sounded good, or what, if you're looking forward to picking any of these up. Let me just show you my face. So I don't know if you can, the camera probably doesn't show it as well as in real life, but in real life all the dryness is all around this area. The cut crease worked so good, like I love that. You can see here it's all patchy and like all spread. All my eyelashes are like stiff where all the products got on them. But yeah, this is the face afterwards. And obviously if you haven't subscribed down below, please do, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.